This is Soundoff 60.
I want to make sure that the best team is the champion.
Yeah.
I want to play.
And that's key.
If that tournament comes up with this is the best team, I'm for that.
Southwest Louisiana's premier sports talk television show.
With me?
Hey.
Without me? All
That
right.
might be the dumbest argument we've ever had.
You
I like
are
the way he
most
does that.
idiotic imbecile if you thought that argument did not have merit.
Look.
Did not.
All right,
McCarran.
So you're talking about my LSU quarterback?
Yeah.
But you put
With me? Without me?
Soundoff 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort. Here are the boys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Soundoff 60 here at Jack Daniel's at Lauberge Casino. We have a cornucopia.
That's the new word, cornucopia.
That's your
Isn't it?
favorite word, I hear.
It is. I love it. I love
Cornucopia
it.
of subjects to get
expanded
into.
your vocabulary.
We're reaching out, Scooter.
We're gonna have a word of the show.
You have to Google that word
But-
or what?
You're the.
But let me just
wordsmith,
say this.
You know, you're the newspaper boy.
you're the
come
sports
on.
I
writer.
know what that word.
I hope
the-
you do.
Words are my life.
You're the
There
sports
are.
writer, but let me just say this, guys, for the record, that I was in Kroger the other day, and that was one of my high school teachers walked up to me and said, "Kevin," she said, "so nice to see you." I say, "Same here." She said, "I love watching
Very
you guys
clever
show.
response there, Kevin.
I love watching you guys show. Sometimes I notice there are words that are spoken on the show I'm not too familiar with.
Like sports terms of some form.
More so, but I think more so on me being where pronunciating some things.
Oh, she's right on, because there's a lot of crap that you say.
So I
we
just
can't
want to
figure
say,
out.
because I know she's watching,
And you're right, T.
we're going to do better. We will do better, I
How
promise
many
you.
times have Hobbs and I sat here
Well,
and like,
Scooter should be
what
the
are
best
you
one out of
trying
all
to
of us.
say?
Partly because Scooter writes. Scooter can see it and write it. That's something that I don't do much of, so Scooter should be the best one out of all of us. So I'm going to say if it's something that we don't pronunciate the correct way, nudge or say something.
Yeah,
Say, hey, listen.
remember, I translate Les Miles for a living.
Yeah, you should be good at that. All right, guys, let's move it along because we got to get up and go here. We got to get on
Yeah.
the pony and run. LSU Bama, it's big week in the SEC West. Tigers and Tide. That's really all we
Let me
have
just
to
put
say.
it-
We'll get into the whole.
Can I just put a
Major-
statement out there, Rick?
What was Hobbs said? It was a major egg laid at Cowboys Stadium.
Oh.
Okay, the Lions came in and declawed the Cowboys in no
Can we-
uncertain terms.
can
We'll
we-
talk about that and the Saints too later on in the
Are we
show.
going to expound a
much
little bit
better
more
with the
on
sound,
McNeese? Are we going to expound a little bit more on McNeese?
Yes, we are. Yes,
Let
we
me just
are.
say the three of us was at the game, and it was really nice having the three of us
You
there.
knew he would hijack this. Huh?
One of the things
He has
that
a one-track mind.
Yes, he does.
I was just blown away, Rick, at just the size. Was it just me
Yeah,
to
big
notice
boys.
the size?
On Southeastern, you're talking about.
I mean, I thought I
It
was
was
looking
solid.
at D1 football. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest, guys.
See, the linebackers in secondary.
But
you're
you were
correct
looking
on
at D1 football.
Well, I think they outmanned. I love my Cowboys. Make no mistake, but Rick, I think they were just outmanned.
They got beat up physically. We'll do that in a little bit here. And of course, let me plug Barb's All-State wide receiver Trey Quinn is scheduled to come on the show in the second half hour. Set records over
Yeah.
the weekend. He is now the king of receiving in high school football.
That's pretty
in
big.
the state of Louisiana.
That's pretty big.
career-wise. I mean, it's huge.
As
And
many
he's going-
teams as you know throughout the state that throw the football as much
Oh
as.
my gosh! And
that's
Barb
pretty
throws
big.
the ball a lot too. But,
Yeah.
and he's got a shot now.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I was skeptical that he could go for the national record.
What is? I mean, how far?
But he's
Like
within
400
reach.
something yards.
He's
Really?
like 474 yards
And how many games
32
remaining?
catches.
Well, just
Two
one.
games?
It depends on how long they go in the
And
playoffs.
yeah. I
So
mean,
it would
he's
carry
got
over
a
to the
shot.
playoffs too.
Yeah.
He's got
Oh,
a shot to
I
set
think
the
he might get it
national
then.
all-time record.
Yeah,
So
that would be huge.
We'll talk with Trey Quinn
Yeah.
from the Bar Bucks a little bit later on in the show. All right, I mentioned it at the top. LSU Bama, LSU Alabama in Tuscaloosa. All right, what did Les Miles have to say? Because they're all talking about it. Miles is talking. Nick
I'm still
Saban.
Give it to
trying
us, Scooter.
decipher
Oh,
it. You know,
come
it takes me a few hours.
I think you've got a pretty good idea,
to
Scooter, of what he's talking
decipher.
about.
Oh, you know, he
The usual.
He was very loose today
Yeah.
at his press luncheon. Very loose. What you expect. This is why you come to LSU to
Yep,
play
heard
games
that before.
like this.
Yeah,
blah blah blah. I will say, I think this is what I will write about for tomorrow. Whereas, with Nick Saban, they treat every week the same. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Miles, kind of admitted, yeah, there's a little extra
Get up
step,
and
a
go.
little
Yeah.
more focus this week. You play, and it's not the game of the century this time, but
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
LSU and Alabama.
Yeah.
And it's still the most encouraging thing I can think of for LSU fans. Nobody gave LSU a chance going into the game
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
And they obviously had a chance.
Right. Yeah.
I agree.
I think it will be a close game. I'll put it that way. I think you will see LSU.
And I think you're
best
right,
effort,
Scooter.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You don't have that suspicion of trying to play it safe. More so for LSU. I think you can, to a degree, you can say, hey,
Let's go.
there's no tomorrow.
Let's go.
Let it go.
Look, they're out of it. They got
Let
2
it go.
losses. It would take a miracle to do anything in
Let
the
it
West.
go.
They're out of the BCS championship
You know.
running, of course. Kevin, from the player standpoint, how can you polarize this team prior or for the week in preparation as being in the spoiler role?
Right.
How
And-
much weight can that carry in the mindset of these young players?
Not that I think that's going to more so look at it for players because, when you feel that you're down and you're playing against someone that's got everything to lose, which is Bama, you go into it wanting people to come out of that game saying, you know what? We really are as good as we thought we should have been this year. And that could be the game to say,
it's proving
even though
it from the purple and gold side.
Most definitely.
All right.
Most definitely as a player.
Well,
most definitely.
I think from a lot of LSU fans' viewpoint, what this LSU needs to play this game close because I think it's gotten to the point with a lot of LSU fans that they're worried that the gap between LSU and Alabama
I
is
know what
going
you're saying,
like
Scooter.
this.
Right. I know what you're saying.
And LSU needs to show
Close
that
it
they're
in some.
still there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they screwed up the Ole Miss game.
I agree.
But they are, on talent, on the field, whatever you want to call it, they've got to show they're still
And
there.
Scooter, I totally agree. And this is the thing. And Scooter's right. I mean, in that last championship game, it just like, whoa, where is this going? But if you look at it and think back again at the 2 games, Georgia and Ole Miss, my Tigers only lost by 3 in both games now. I mean, not that that's going to change anything,
Right.
but I'm saying from a respectable
Yeah, but from
standpoint,
the average fan, and
I know what you're going to say,
kind of
Scooter.
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Let's say LSU upsets Alabama this
Yeah.
week. Well, then the fans will just bitch. Well, they shouldn't have
They
lost
should've
to
lost to
Georgia
Georgia.
and sure shouldn't have lost to
Yeah,
Ole Miss.
look what we could have done.
And you know
Look what
already,
we could
Scooter,
have
you know
done.
it's going to be out there.
I
already.
don't
You
know.
that.
The one
But-
big difference, unless that defense just grows leaps and bounds
Yeah.
over the last
And-
2 weeks. Because
and-
that's one thing LSU did have last year.
Yeah.
And when that
that's no doubt.
defense wanted to play last year, which they didn't always,
Right.
but when they were ready
But they
to
were
play,
good enough.
like they were against Alabama last
Yeah.
year, that was a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that from
Yeah.
LSU's
And-
defense this year. Now, saying that, a lot of the trouble they have had has been with kind of the wide open spread up tempo kind of teams.
Yeah.
Georgia, maybe not quite so much, but Georgia threw it a million times
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
Alabama isn't one of those to fool
No,
you
no.
or
It's a
tire
pro-type
you.
set.
It's
yeah.
a pretty straightforward offense.
Yeah.
They won't be lost. But I mean that defense. I keep coming back to it. When I watch that LSU defense this year, they always seem to be chasing instead of attacking. And I'm not meaning that from. That's not the way you say. Well, why don't they play an attacking
Right,
defense? Well,
right,
they are, but
right,
they end up
right,
chasing.
Right,
you
right.
know.
And when I look back, one of the things that I think John Chavez even knew about as a defensive coordinator, I mean, he knows he's got some young guys in that secondary, and he's got some young guys up front in the linebacker position. But the thing is, when you're going up against somebody like a Nick Saban, and John Chavez, make no mistake, is a hell of a coach, but you can best believe this is what Nick Saban does. This is what he finds where your weakest at, and he's going to attack it. I would not be surprised if there are more post corners, most post routes thrown in this game because he knows that LSU secondary is unsure at certain times when they see different fronts to decide on what coverage they're going to be in because sometimes the front will set the coverage rate.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's where Nick Saban knows that he's going to say early on, let's see if these guys have learned anything.
Let's just see-
let's just see if they've learned anything.
They may be straightforward offensively. And
They can
may
confuse
be
you.
straightforward on defense. But you have to admit, they're not.
I don't know how
They're not the
straightforward
three-
they are on defense.
Well,
because
what I'm-
Saban has 100 different.
That's
linebackers.
right. Good point.
I
But
mean,
what
that's
I'm
what he
saying
does.
is, You're not a repeat national champion and number one all year long without superlative athletes.
No, I agree.
The
I
class
mean, it
that
goes
they
without
have,
saying.
class that they have,
I agree, Rick.
it's a notch
You've
or two.
noticed Alabama has good athletes.
They've got very good
aren't you insightful?
Wait
a minute now.
What I'm saying,
You get the behind-the-scenes stuff.
man for man,
Rick.
for man for man.
And
I think they'll beat you.
and
If
I agree.
LSU's going to win this game, Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry.
It's got to be. They got to
have
blow it. They got to light it up.
With obviously Mettenberger involved in that. And I think if LSU has somewhere to maybe have an advantage, young cornerbacks for Alabama, those two guys.
Yeah.
The key, though, they got to protect Mettenberger.
Yeah.
From the 50
they have
different
to.
blitz packages
They
that
have to.
Saban will have.
Is Jeremy Hill playing?
Yes.
He
Yes.
will be a critical
Look.
factor.
Yeah,
Look.
but he
There's no doubt.
he will keep them honest. If they're gonna beat them, it's gonna have
Through
to
the
be
air?
Odell Beckham.
It's got to be through the air, Rick.
Hold that
Jarvis
thought.
Landry.
We're going to
You
leave
can't
that
run it. It's
there.
gotta be
We'll
through
get
the
back to LSU and Alabama in a moment. Okay, it's the blue and gold. The Cowboys are coming up. Okay, they lose big to Southeastern Louisiana.
Yeah.
But so much more to play for. We'll
There
get
is.
into that and
There is.
much more in about 2.5 minutes. Don't go far.
Soundoff 60 is brought to you by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort.
Philip, you guys have been here for 4 years. Why is Tarver Ford doing so well?
Judge, we have a great team with a great passion to win every customer that gives us a chance. Our people are enthusiastic and prepared, our inventory is busted at the seams, and we're discounting prices and giving good money for trades to make deals happen.
Well, it must be working because I see the blue Tarver Ford tags everywhere. But how do you keep customers?
We want customers for life. So at Tarver Ford, every new vehicle includes complimentary lifetime oil changes.
Let us show you how a great team serves its customers a first-class experience.
At Tarver Ford, exit 21, Sulphur.
If you've got your crew in Miller Lite, you've got Miller time.
Grab me one. It's Miller time!
But what if one of your crew is Ken Jung?
What's with the pig? Wait.
No way! The pig! Did you teach him that?
Yeah, I did. Sorry I'm late. I came straight from work.
Man, this line's ridiculous.
No joke.
King!
I'm that guy from that thing! Give me one. Miller one. Man, hey, wait.
It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Dr. Cassio was my choice.
Dr. Cassio is my choice.
Dr. Cassio was my choice.
Dr. Brett Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Soundoff 60. All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels. Want to remind you, The Price is Right is coming up here at the Special Event Center at Lauberge this weekend. Friday at 8 o'clock, Saturday at 2 o'clock, and then Sunday also at 8 o'clock at night. So you got different times you can make the taping of The Price is Right, a legendary game show.
I've got to sneak in on
Jerry
the show.
Springer doing the price.
You're right. Jerry Springer is going to be the host for this here at Lauberge. So if you have if you watch a lot of game shows, you get into that whole thing, it's going to be a great
Drew
time.
really is a good host. I mean, he's really
That's a
good.
step up in culture for him.
That is correct. A big show coming up. A country music icon is coming to Lauberge, and we'll tell you about that a little bit later on in the show. I don't want to forget this. Everybody knows the name and the voice of Richard Dow. He's the sideline reporter for the McNeese Cowboy football. He does play-by-play for basketball and baseball. Richard Dow is in hard straits. He's still up in Shreveport at a hospital suffering from a condition that's involving his pancreas. It's a serious condition. He's been in ICU. And the McNeese community is holding a jambalaya dinner fundraiser to help offset some of the expenses and his ongoing expenses with he and his family. Richard is a great guy. He hosts
no doubt about it.
television show on Fox 29.
No doubt.
It's going to be Friday, November 15th at the McNeese Cowboy Club. You can go by and basically just buy your ticket and $7 for a great jambalaya dinner. All the proceeds will go to Richard Dow, or you can go to Jeff Davis Bank and simply make a donation and make it out to, there's a special account set up at Jeff Davis Bank across Southwest Louisiana. It's to the Richard Dow Gift Fund. Now, it's very important, Richard Dow Gift Fund. Okay? And that means, the way it's explained to me, if it's made out in that way, all the funds will go to his benefit, and it won't involve any taxes. So sometimes we get into benefit fundraising, you got a tax issue.
And Rick, let me say one of the things that I've noticed, I mean, just being here as an elected official, when there's someone that's close to the community, that's here, that's put roots in
needs
this
a little help.
You know what, man, we always turn out and show out. And I don't expect this to be I know I'm going to participate, that's for sure.
10:30 to 1:30 on that Friday, November 15th at the Cowboy Club at the stadium. $7 jambalaya dinner. I know the guy's cooking, and let me tell you.
Believe me, we all do.
It's some good jambalaya.
No, we know that it will be. So we're going to definitely be a part of that.
Start the holidays off right by giving to a special friend, to all of us, and also to the McNeese community. All right, speaking of the McNeese Cowboys, what's wrong with our bell?
What's wrong with our bell?
I dropped it on the floor. Oh
weak
my
there.
Lord, our bell is busted.
I don't know what happened,
like
Rick.
the Liberty Bell.
Oh my Lord.
What happened to the bell, Rick?
It's malfunctioning. Man. Got no bell tonight.
Scooter dropped it. Scooter probably dropped it.
No, I dropped it, but I didn't think I damaged it that bad.
Okay, so we're going to get on the McNeese.
41-7.
Cowboys.
I mean, gosh, from the outset, I mean, it was just nothing. Turnovers. 2 turnovers lead to points. 10-0 Southeastern. I mean, the field position, guys, you saw it.
They didn't have to go across the 50. They didn't go across the 50. I think maybe twice.
Incredible.
That's it.
What went wrong?
It was
Everything
more
went wrong.
heads here, heads there. But I mean, first time I got to see McNeese in person this year, I sit down. Okay, I want to see this 50 points a game. And I'm like, okay, okay, didn't do it then. Okay, it's coming, it's coming. Oh, okay, if they can just score before. Southeastern scored. Well, maybe a good halftime speech. And that's got to be frustrating as a coach, because Viator said after the game, had a great week of practice. And how do you lay an egg like that?
And at his press conference today, at his press luncheon, he didn't have answers for while the offense stalled. Cody Stroud, I mentioned that Stroud told me after the game he didn't feel anything come off his arm or his hands that felt good passing wise, and it was clearly he was off. And Viator had no answer for that. You truck along, and all of a sudden your offense just hits the skids. I mean, you hit a brick wall. They could do nothing.
Nothing.
And we've
Think about it when McNeese loses, they don't fool around.
Yeah, they don't.
Come on, you get to say that.
No, you're right. But you have a tendency not to do this, Guidry, but you got to credit the guys on the other side of that line of scrimmage. That was a very good Southeastern team.
I thought Southeastern's offense was very good.
Very varied.
Doesn't shock me watching them that they scored 41 points. I did not think they were that good on defense, though, from McNeese to
big boys.
Fiddle far around.
But
7 points.
Let me just say the person that I think made a difference, and I can't remember the kid's name, but the quarterback. I think he was a transfer.
Bennett.
He was a transfer from
I thought he was very athletic, but I thought he was kind of hot and cold throwing. He'd throw a good pass and he'd throw one in the dirt.
Exactly.
Very athletic, yes.
But what made him such a threat?
He should not have destroyed McNeese like that.
But what made him a threat, though? McNeese didn't know if he was going to be able to pull the read option or take it or run with it.
That will kill you.
He did it well.
He didn't throw that well.
Well,
there's a reason he's not at Oregon anymore.
Well, there is, but I mean, the competition is that good then. But just to go back and look at some of the things in the game, we've touted the defense all year long to say, hey, it's different, it's brand new, it's playing well. And you have to credit Lance Guidry. I mean, he came in and made some great changes on defense.
Yes.
But the one thing, Rick, that I've talked about all the time when I talk sports and when I talk defenses, it's hard to be able to know how to defend against mismatches. And clearly, McNeese secondary was nowhere close to the height of what these guys brought to the field that night. You talking 6'4", 6'5".
That doesn't explain why McNeese scored 7 points.
True.
A team that's been scoring.
But Scooter, a lot of time a team will feed off of what's happening to them on the field. If you can continue to get me the ball more and more on an average. I'm bound to get something going and happening, but McNeese offense didn't get on the field that much.
99 yards rushing,
That much,
92
Scooter?
yards
Well,
passing.
part of it, I
Close to
think.
400
Part of it,
for
I
Southeast.
think.
It's hard to get
You
things
know,
going.
early in the game, I thought, McNeese ran the ball okay a little bit early in the game. Fumbled on the second play of the game. That kind of set the tone. But then they got behind, and they really had to get away from
But
that.
they only got a field goal. That's a win. You
Yeah.
fumble at your
Yeah.
22 and you come away with a field goal. That's
but
a win.
the next thing you know, it's 10-0.
It's 10-0.
But they were always playing from behind, so they really couldn't depend on that running game, which I think they could have done a little bit, because it's obviously they weren't on the same page throwing.
2nd and 9, 2nd and 14,
Yeah.
3rd and 12.
Look,
I mean,
look,
you can't.
It's where, I was looking at, and I'm talking about, the receivers on the offensive side, but guys on the defensive side, guys, you got defensive backs, cornerbacks that was 6'3", 6'2".
Yeah.
The free safety was 6'5". The free safety was 6'5".
Yeah.
I mean, Celestine and them, they're great guys, but let me say, guys, it's a mismatch.
Yeah. It's a game of matchups. It's a game of matchups in
And I love my Cowboys,
college,
but
and in the pro game.
it was
this
evident.
was not a good matchup, but to Hobbs' point, you don't get behind. You get 2nd and 3rd and short. You can get in this game.
I agree.
They simply were in a hole. They're playing uphill.
And it's hard. And it's hard to play that way.
It's
hard to play that way.
Where do they go from here?
And to be at home.
They go to Stephen F. Austin and they play. Brady Attaway's got number 1 in every offensive category.
It's not like it gets
They
easy
throw
right now.
70 times a game.
It's not getting any easier right now.
Well,
believe
they
me.
can beat this team.
Yeah, they can, but
Stephen F. turns the ball over a lot. They're a sloppy team. They're a sloppy team.
That loss Saturday, I mean, guys, we had the Cowboys.
Home, look, 7 and 2.
We had them here.
They're in second place. They're in second place. Southeastern still has to go to Central Arkansas.
Yeah.
This week they go to Central Arkansas, and they still have to play Sam Houston. So,
but let me ask, was
They gotta lose twice.
this the team that played McNeese that gave TCU a run when they played them the 3rd game of the year?
Yeah, kind of gave them a run.
yeah, up against
I
the
was
clock.
trying to put it together, Scooter.
Up against the clock.
Trying to put it together.
All right. Boy, what a
Okay.
weekend. The
Okay.
Saints lose to the New York Jets. Good, look, a good defensive team, but
Can we?
Are you flirting with?
Can I say one thing before we go to break?
Go.
Can I say? And I've told you, Chris Ivory.
Oh,
Chris
They
Ivory.
go into a whole new
Back
ball
in
game.
2. We're back in 2. Stay right here.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford, Douglas Parkway in Sulphur.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
Choosing your doctors and healthcare professionals is an important and personal decision, and one that you should feel totally comfortable with. Hello, I'm Dr. Trisa Guidry, and I'd like to welcome you to our clinic, where your health and well-being is our top priority. I'm a board-certified OBGYN and a graduate of LSU. My dedicated staff and I would like to invite you to call for a consultation and appointment. You will experience the trust, comfort, and medical treatments you deserve. We are Dr. Trisa Guidry.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at Lauberge Casino. We've covered LSU, McNeese. Let's get on the black and gold and the Wall and Saints.
That's your boys. That's your boys, Rick.
Another laid egg.
You lose to the Jets and the Patriots on the road. You lose to a defensive front, a running back, and a kicker.
Look, let me.
That's who they lost to.
Cut to the chase.
Because they got no quarterback.
Cut to the chase.
They barely got a receiver.
And I don't know.
How do you beat the Saints with 99 yards passing?
How do you do
whatever
that, Scooter?
It was like 88.
Just a pitiful performance.
Look, what do you think was going through the mind of Sean Payton and the offense coaching staff when Chris Ivory ripped you for 140
You know what I
yards
should have been
on
thinking?
17
For once,
carries.
For once, you should have listened to the fans. Because from the day the Saints let Chris Ivory go and kept Mark Ingram,
Scooter,
fans threw up their arms.
Rick, Scooter, I have to give it to him.
What more
He said
proof
it.
do you need that they were
He
right?
said, why
said it
would
as
you
well.
let
We all
Chris
agreed.
Ivory go and keep Mark Ingram? Scooter said it.
We set a record on this show whenever that occurred last spring that we all agreed that we did not like the
No, not
trade
at all.
of Ivory and,
Not at all.
and the retainment of Mark Ingram.
He's missed 3 games at this point. Am I right, Scooter? Has he missed 3 games?
Ingram?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, maybe
No,
more.
more than that. He
This-
was
oh.
back first time. I think he's only played
Ironically,
3.
he played yesterday. Ironically,
All
he
right,
came
let's
back.
put him on the Jets and give the
Yeah.
Saints Ivory back
Can you-
again. Think it might be a different game?
And don't you think
the Saints are like 27th in the league in rushing?
Yeah.
We're averaging like
Well,
85 yards a
that gets
game.
to, that gets to a
That's-
bigger problem.
well, we
They're
know they throw the ball.
They're also not protecting Drew Brees like
No.
they have in years past.
No.
And I get
That's
it.
a good defensive front.
I get
Look.
that. But they've had trouble in a bunch
Yes,
of
they have.
games protecting
Yes,
Drew
they have.
Brees. And that is that speaks to the trouble they've had running the ball
And you're
to
right.
a degree.
Yeah.
But-
I think Ivory would help that to a degree. But the Saints should have been ashamed of themselves yesterday.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I hope Nick Toon didn't get a paycheck for that game.
The one
I mean,
catch
are
he
you
makes-
telling me that's
the
a
one catch
professional
he makes, he
receiver?
gets called back with a holding penalty.
Yeah, and they
That's
threw
crazy.
to him twice, and he dropped one,
Dropped
and
it, yeah.
one went off his shoulder
Yeah.
pad and caused an interception.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
can they withhold your paycheck for a game
No,
like
can't
that?
do
No.
Can't do that. Go ahead, Kevin.
Let me just say, Rick, you know what? We always talk about the other side, and we know the Jets have got some growing pains at quarterback and stuff, the young kid. They're going to be okay. But you know what? I think will be the heart and soul of that team will be that front four on defense.
Oh, yeah, they're tough.
They can play with
tough.
anybody.
They're tough.
You know about the Jets?
They can play with
I
anybody.
won't disagree, but you know what? For the first time, really, and there's no doubt. I mean, this is Drew Brees' team. We all know that.
Yeah.
But the Saints have been so in tune, it's a rhythm to it. For the first time, really, I looked out and watched the Saints yesterday, and it was like poor Drew Brees was having to beat the Jets by himself.
Was struggling, Scooter, running.
Without Colston.
Yeah.
Loss.
You know,
Big.
without Colston,
You see what he
without
brings to the
Sproles.
team.
Lead.
Yeah.
But I
That's crazy.
I really got the
It's
feeling
crazy.
poor Drew Brees was really having to.
No,
He
he
almost
was,
had to
Scooter.
throw it and catch it unless he was.
And you
throwing
know
to
when
Jimmy
it's
Graham.
bad, when you get grabbed by the pads and you're just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
To me, that's not Drew Brees, man.
Well,
That's not.
he
He's
was
too classy a guy.
Under
That's
pressure
not Drew
a lot,
Brees,
under
man.
pressure a lot.
That's not.
Jimmy Graham obviously hobbled, played hard.
He did.
I mean, he
He
played
did.
hard.
We know he's hurt.
Where was Kenny Stills? Sometimes,
And I thought-
Peyton's got a mind. He's got a
Yeah.
great offensive mind.
Yeah.
But sometimes
Couldn't-
on that 4th and inches, you run backward.
Why would you do that?
Why do you do that?
I don't
he
know.
overthinks it. I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Arrogance. I don't know what it is.
I don't
But
know.
You run
But I'll
backwards
give him
6
a little
yards?
bit of, I thought the same thing when they did it, like, because it's easy in hindsight. No, but he did say after the game, he said that was in their game plan all
Yeah.
along. There was something they had seen on film. Okay,
Yeah.
it didn't work.
Didn't
we
work.
know that now. I'm going to give him a little bit of a break on that, but I will say this. It's just kind of the different mindsets of
Yeah.
pro and college.
Yeah.
If LSU had played a game like that, and if Les Miles had made a call like that, what would the uproar be?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
would the uproar
I know,
be?
and
And
we
remember,
know-
that was very similar
And-
to the call that pretty much allowed LSU to beat Alabama 3 years ago, I guess
Yeah.
it was, in Tiger Stadium. It was a 4th down call. It was about 4th and 1. They
Yeah.
ran that little
Yeah.
tight end around
Yeah.
all the way down to the 1 yard line.
Here it
And
is.
it was a great call. you
Here it
know.
is, Kevin.
I know what you're saying,
To
Scooter.
Hobbs' point, okay, that Peyton was saying it was in the game plan.
Yeah.
It's fine, can be in the game plan.
Yeah. But
But
maybe
you're in the 3rd quarter.
No, you're in
Well,
the 4th quarter.
game plan is
Whatever
going to
it
change.
was,
The game plan is going to change.
It's
That
going to
was-
change.
that
was the
not
drive
work.
of the
So,
game.
all of a sudden, if you got great penetration by the defense, that ain't going to work.
Yeah.
You don't call it.
And
But that's
when the
Sean
Saints
Payton,
got that last possession, somehow we
But
always
see,
saying,
the scariest thing.
here
in
it
the world,
goes, we're going to do it.
All right, it's 4th and 1. What are you going to give it to Ingram?
Yeah. Yeah. Look,
Pierre Thomas.
Ingram
Pierre
ever
Thomas
picked up fourth
can pick up a half
and
a yard.
three? You know,
He can pick
Ingram's
up a
got a
yard.
chance. Fourth and one,
no,
Ingram is going to get you 33
I'm not a
inches.
believer in Mark Ingram.
Ingram is going to
I
get
think
you
nobody
33
is. I think nobody is. It's Pierre Thomas gets that ball, not Mark Ingram.
I don't.
That's 100% on that. No
And
way.
What did I say last week? Maybe even 2 weeks ago. Carolina. Now they're 1 game back.
Yeah.
They've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Their defense is playing great. They just took the Atlanta Falcons completely out of it. They're 1 game back.
You know, you got to give it to it. You know, the quarterback, we said.
Who is the coach of Carolina?
You know,
Ron Rivera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Former Bear linebacker, was on the hot seat early.
Yeah,
I mean, they
he was.
started 0-3,
But it's just the Saints. You know what? I was hoping when they got that last possession, Scooter and Rick. I'm saying, come on,
They
Saints.
had a
let's show 'em.
chance.
Yeah,
They had a chance.
And man,
Now-
when they put that heat on Breeze, y'all, I was like, who's this front four?
Yeah,
I mean, they've been playing all
right,
game,
so
but
you
who's
got
this
a
front
Sunday
four?
night matchup.
Back to my Miles comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it? 2 delay of game penalties coming out of timeouts.
I know.
I mean, how does that happen? These guys, you know, they work on nothing but football.
Yeah,
they get paid.
I'm with you.
I totally agree.
Look, you know, I was befuddled by that as well. Sunday night, the Dallas Cowboys, they rally back and win a
Unbelievable.
close win. You know, I talked about last week the gauntlet. Well, the Jets, this game wasn't part of the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Okay, it kind of starts with Dallas,
you know what?
and then San Francisco, then you got to take on Atlanta again, and then you got Seattle looming. So this, in my mind, this was a win. Yes, a road win, but
look,
this had to be
I'll
a
go a
win.
step
But let me
further.
tell you-
I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom here because the Saints played a bad
they're
game.
6-2.
But if you remember, you kind of got on me last week, even though they won, 35-18, 34-17, something like that. You know, I said, I just didn't get the feeling they played that well.
Yeah.
You know, they happened to play an opponent that played worse.
Right.
And I think it caught up with them yesterday.
Well, no, they're not playing well early.
And-
They're not
and
playing
no,
well early in games.
And the thing is, Rick, make no mistake now. I mean, the Saints came off this with the loss. Now, the team they playing, they're on cloud 9 because of how they won the following week, which is going to be the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that doesn't matter next week. You ought to know better than that, Kevin.
Okay.
I mean, when me and you were with the Broncos, you know that never bothered
I know what
us.
you're saying. But you know the Dallas Cowboys, you know what scares me about that team? You don't know who's going to show up.
Well, you don't. They're a Jekyll and Hyde. And as we go to break,
you don't know who's going to show up.
As we go to break, this is the time in an NFL season where you got to start looking around. Okay, wait a minute. Seattle.
Look,
they're going to lose.
Wait a minute.
Oh, they don't lose.
Wait a minute.
You know, Kansas
Let me just
City,
say this.
on the NFC side,
Guys.
San Francisco. You got to start looking.
You
at
know
other
what?
teams.
You know what scares me? People. Kansas City won how many games last year?
2.
2.
You made your point. Trey Quinn from the Bar Bucks is
Still
coming
don't
up next
understand
here.
how
And Jack Daniels, stay right here.
We are worldwide, 365 and 24/7 at soundoff60.com. Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Back after this break.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Brent Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Soundoff 60.
Philip, you guys have been here for 4 years. Why is Tarver Ford doing so well?
Judd, we have a great team with a great passion to win every customer that gives us a chance. Our people are enthusiastic and prepared, our inventory is busted at the seams, and we're discounting prices and giving good money for trades to make deals happen.
Well, it must be working because I see the blue Tarver Ford tags everywhere. But how do you keep customers?
We want customers for life. So at Tarver Ford, every new vehicle includes complimentary lifetime oil changes.
Let us show you how a great team serves its customers a first-class experience.
At Tarver Ford, exit 21 Sulphur.
If you've got your crew in Miller Lite, you've got Miller time.
It's Miller time!
But what if one of your crew is Ken Jung?
Zoink!
What's with the pig?
Wait.
No way! Did you teach him that?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry I'm late. I came straight from work.
Man, this line's ridiculous. No joke. King.
I'm that guy from that thing! Give me one! Miller one. Man, hey, wait.
It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels at Lauberge Casino. Joining us on the hot seat here at Soundoff 60, Barb Buccaneer wide receiver Trey Quinn. Trey, we appreciate you coming in. Thanks for spending some time on a Monday with us after another big game against the Sulphur Golden Tours. Pretty good year, right? Pretty good career at Barb, right?
Yeah.
Set the all-time record in Louisiana receiving. That's a great accomplishment.
That is.
Great accomplishment.
Thank you.
Expound on that. How difficult was it? I mean, what is it, 5,800 yards?
Something like that.
Yeah, 61 touchdowns career-wise. In your wildest dreams when you started playing this game with Dad and Grandpa in your front yard, backyard, wherever, did you envision this kind of career for you?
Not quite like this. I guess I thought of more of a normal high school career, just like everybody else. But I've been blessed with great coaching, great people to grow up with. You know, football background, college coach, kind of there my whole life.
Yeah.
It's truly a blessing to have somebody like that.
You know, we at the American Press have done an excellent job of just trying to distract you all year by keeping that running count of how many yards you needed. But how much was that on your mind a little bit? And is you still within reach of the national record? Is that still on your mind?
Honestly, it's never been on my mind. I mean, I knew it was there week to week because people were telling me. Never really looked at my stats, never looked at how close I was. Like I said, usually there's somebody in my ear, you have this much left, you have this much left. And I was like, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to it.
Well, and I believe you because watching you play, and I love watching somebody, it looks like a guy who, you know, doesn't care about numbers, just enjoys getting out there and competing every week. You really look like that when you're playing.
It's a fun game, you know. Week to week, it's always just a blessing to be out there, you know, healthy. A lot of people have went down with injuries. You know, I've experienced it on my team, even all 3 years, basically, all 4 years. Because we had a key injury this year with our running back, and it's a true blessing. You know, Eric LeGrand from the Rutgers going down with a career-ending hit. That's just, like I said, it's nothing but a blessing to be out there each week.
I agree. Trey, let me ask this. In preparing for an opponent, what's the week-to-week, I guess, draw up of what Coach Cottrell does for you? Because I know there's got to be certain design plays for you that they go to you on. What's the makeup for that on an average when going into a game that you know you're going to probably end up getting the ball?
It's tough to really make a certain game plan because we've seen so many different looks. Sometimes we'll have somebody over the top of me, sometimes we won't, and we try to take advantage when they don't have a safety over the top of me, and that's probably when you'll see the long ball. But like I said, it's tough. A lot of people have different athletes, different people that they trust out there one-on-one or something like that. But throughout my career, they've done a really good job. I've also had really good compliments, you know, on the other side of the ball. That they can't necessarily put 3 people on me all the time. You know, last year I had Deshaun Smith. We have a really good running game a lot of the time. So, like I said, it's kind of, we have that compliment so they don't have to worry about me too much.
Barb's Trey Quinn has joined us here at Soundoff 60. He is the reigning and the newly crowned career leader in Louisiana high school football for receiving yards and receptions. You have a shot at the national record. I believe it's like, here we go with the stat count again. You need like 32 receptions. Let's round it up to maybe 475 yards, and you've got how many more games to play? We don't know. You
That's
guys
doable.
Continue to win. Get into a little bit about your relationship on and off the field with the quarterback, Ken Infantino. You guys have been kind of joined at the hip since probably birth, it seems like. I mean, that has to play into this because it seems like when a play breaks down, like some did Friday night against Sulphur, Fontenot is just running around looking for somebody, and a lot of times he finds you. You got like that symbiotic relationship. You kind of you know what he's thinking and vice versa.
I'd say we've been together since 3 or 4. That young, our dads played softball together, and we kind of just were running around at a small age like that. So we've been playing football since we've been able to, you know, probably around 7, throwing the ball to each other, even backyard stuff. But that's the 3 years that we spent together in high school that you've kind of seen him run around, play breaks down, and he's always looking downfield for me.
Y'all obviously had a great season last year going to the finals. If you had to look at it, what's the biggest difference in last year's team and this year's team right now?
I'd say last year's team we were able to have the Sean Smith, the Callan Smith. It's a lot of the same team, I'd say. There's always a certain just type of Barb team that you'll see out there, a bunch of athletes, not the biggest, but just strong hearts, quick, fast. I mean, we're always going to be talented, trying to run around and make plays. Really good coaching, you know, but a lot of it is with Kenan Fontenot and our offensive line trying to keep him in check. And then when that doesn't happen, you know, he's trying to make a play.
What about defensively? It doesn't seem like y'all have to score quite as many points this year as you did last year.
Our defense is doing an unreal job. Last year you can kind of see them slipping, but they were still great athletes. We were young last year, definitely, but this year with them returning, they're just making a lot more plays than last year.
Trey, let me ask this. Hopefully, after finishing up in high school and moving on to hopefully the college ranks, you know, we talk a lot about not hopefully, but moving on to the college ranks.
I think he
finishing up a good high school.
LSU, but
yes, when you look on television on Saturdays, you see defensive backs coming from high school level. You're seeing guys that are probably 5'8", 5'7". When you see defensive backs along the size of my size, maybe 6'3", 6'4".
Get himself
Hey, Scooter! Wait a minute, Scooter. What's your take on being able for getting off the line? Because we can talk now. Me and Trey can talk. Getting off the line on bump and run coverage, how big a difference you think that will probably be having somebody, if not your size or bigger, probably having to defend you, Trey?
I guess I have to expect more of a physical play. Long arms, definitely. It's just more about trying to match that physicality. Be more quick off the ball because, you know, they're going to try mostly probably grab me just because they had that extra length of the arm. But that's a lot of practice and preparation, just trying to be more physical than they are.
Trey, your grandfather, Bobby Kiesler, legendary coach in these parts with McNeese State, of course, UL Monroe, and his resume speaks for itself. The DNA of being around football, being around Bobby and as his grandson, did that kind of, you know, filter down, and you know you have a high IQ for the game because of the DNA, because of grandfather and all the guys who play?
I'd say I was raised around it very well. I mean, they
film
say I
room,
was.
Are you like a film room rat?
Am I a film rat? Not as good as I could be. That's probably part of the game that I need to get better at as I progress, hopefully the college level, NFL level.
And it will. And it will.
But yeah, being around the game just my whole lifetime has really been a help. Running around on a field after the McNeese games. They say, I don't remember any of it, to be honest. Coach Kiesler, he's kind of let me be my own person. You know, younger in my career, they were more like, you know, you're Bobby Kiesler's grandson, aren't you? And I think I've kind of tried and built a name just for myself.
No
That's good.
Being a five-star recruit, you at a very young age have been thrown into pretty much a pretty big spotlight. Last year particularly, and more so this year. How did going back to the instant kind of fame you guys had around here when y'all were 12 and went to Williamsport, did that prepare you at all for what you've dealt with here?
I'd say that
the Little League team. Williamsport.
That's a good question.
I'd say that's definitely a humbling experience. You know, people coming from around the world. It's a really key, just in my life, as athletics and everything. It's definitely prepared me for some of the stages I've been on, playing in front of 20,000 people as a 12-year-old. You know, not a lot of people get that experience, especially in high school. You get the normal, I guess, few thousand at a Friday night game. But that's definitely been a part. Even though it's baseball, it's still kind of translates over into sports in general.
I guess, straight looking back over your high school career, I mean, I know you can say you've had a hell of a one. What's probably the biggest thing that you can take away from leaving Barb and moving on to the next step, to say that, you know what, this is what made me the type of young man that I am today, being in this type of an environment around this type of people that have made me and molded me into the young man that I am? What's the one thing or one person that maybe you can reflect back on and say that's probably made that big a difference in your life?
I hate to give him the credit, but it's probably my dad.
I hate to give him the credit. Wow.
Where is Dad, by the way? He's going to see this.
Okay.
Give him the credit. Dad needs credit.
It's got to be my dad. He's started at birth, just keeping a good head on my shoulders. With all, I guess, the statistics that came with it, I've just keeping a good head on my shoulders, humble, you know, give him offensive line the credit, and I've really learned that's a big virtue and teamwork, you know, on and off the field. Those are the guys that are really busting their tail for you every play. It's not, I mean, it's not just me. I mean, I'll have a little to do with it. Kenan has most to do with it, and the offensive line has even more to do with it.
One last for the LSU fans out there. What are your expectations at LSU next year when you get there?
I'd have to go out there and as soon as I get there and just bust my tail. Nothing's going to be given to me, even though the recruit talk that y'all might hear about, you know, guarantee this, guarantee that. I don't buy into that. I'm really just looking for a place that I fit in and really can go just earn a spot.
Can you talk? How much have you talked to Deshaun with his freshman year over there?
Oh, we stay in constant contact. Really good friend, really another just inside piece just to go to talk to, see how things actually are before I get there, just to kind of be more prepared than the normal recruit.
Trey, how close was A&M on the recruiting list with Kevin Sumlin and the type of offense, and of course Johnny Manziel and that whole circus? How close was A&M in the final factoring of your decision?
I'd say they kind of sunk off the ship, I guess, when Kingsbury left to go to Texas Tech. I kind of think they kind of just replaced each other right there. So I went to a camp and we just kind of met and started our relationship right there.
Yeah, which is the former Texas A&M offensive coordinator, now the head coach. Look, people see you play, and not to you know hype and put all that, but look, people see in the numbers that you've put up. I mean, it's Saturday, it's Friday now. It's Saturday, and then they think beyond and playing on Sundays. And your size and your stature and the type of receiver you are, do you model yourself after and I'm sure you've thought about it and heard about it, the Wes Welkers of the world or Lance Moores, the possession guys that can wiggle and find open space and catch the ball?
Have you seen him run?
Yeah.
I think Wes Welkers, I think I'm different than a lot of those people. I'm not the Calvin Johnson, but I'm not the Wes Welker. I think I'm more of an in-between guy, to be honest. I feel like I can go outside or inside, but I love watching Wes's routes, Danny Amendola's routes. I love watching each receiver in the game and take bits and pieces from each of their games.
Each receiver that I've ever talked to and ever covered has a favorite route. What would you consider your favorite route if somebody had to put you one-on-one, Trey, with the best cornerback in the league? What would be the route that you would choose to run against him?
I'd say all receivers would just love to burn somebody, but if it had to be a different route, I'd go with the post route. Just something to break on and still get in open space.
Well, continued success. Stay healthy, of course.
Yes,
Continued good luck. You got Sam Houston in the high school season, and good luck in postseason play in the playoffs. And we'll be watching.
We're going to be watching, that's for sure.
Trey Quinn from the Bar Bucks, the state leader in receiving yardage, receptions, headed to LSU next year. And in years coming, playing on Sunday. I'll make that prediction right here and now. We'll be back. We'll be back in about 2. Stay right here.
Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort, home of Soundoff 60, and Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
Philip, you guys have been here for 4 years. Why is Tarver Ford doing so well?
Judd, we have a great team with a great passion to win every customer that gives us a chance. Our people are enthusiastic and prepared, our inventory's busted at the seams, and we're discounting prices and giving good money for trades to make deals happen.
Well, it must be working because I see the blue Tarver Ford tags everywhere. But how do you keep customers?
We want customers for life. So at Tarver Ford, every new vehicle includes complimentary lifetime oil changes.
Let us show you how a great team serves its customers a first-class experience.
At Tarver Ford, exit 21, Sulphur.
All right, I promised you big news at the concert center here at Lauberge Casino.
Yes.
Reba McEntire. When it
It's a
comes
legend.
to country music,
Wow.
she is an icon. It's coming up December 13th, 9 o'clock, one show. Get your tickets now. It's Reba McEntire here at Lauberge Casino.
She's a ball of
and that
fire,
will
man.
be
I've met
a
Reba. Reba's something else.
Out show for
Yeah.
the holidays. It will be a
Reba.
sold out
It
show,
will be.
to say the least. All right, guys, let's bounce around. Boy, I tell you, crazy weekend with NFL coaches. Gary Kubiak collapsed. Now they're thinking a possible stroke. He's resting comfortably in a hospital. The Texans up big on the Colts.
Let me tell you
something. Losing your coach who collapses and then rush to a hospital. That's something.
I mean, you've got a good guy that's there, Wade Phillips. I mean, he's gonna be okay with that. But the scary thing, man, Gary Kubiak is my age because we were there in Denver together, and it's like to see him collapse. No, Rick, I'm not 52, but he's a little bit older than me. He's a little bit older than I am. Don't be putting me out like that. Now. To see him fall like that, man, that's a scary. That's a scary.
And then
feeling,
John
man.
Fox, now in the hospital, Denver head coach, out indefinitely with heart surgery. I mean, it's a tough life. This is a tough life these guys lead.
It's a stressful life.
Very stressful life.
It's a stressful life, man.
All right, on the NFL front, Richie Incognito. I don't know a lot about Richie Incognito, but this is a brewing national story.
Look,
in
I know
regards
what
to
it is.
harassment.
He was
and-
pretty much incognito.
He
until
was.
this week.
Now.
But look, this is what gets me.
That's another big word I use.
This is what gets me, guys. When you're talking about harassment, or the other word that just blew me away was bullying. You are 307 pounds and you're 6'7". Are we having the same conversation?
Wait a minute now. What side of the fence you're falling on? Are you criticizing Jonathan Martin, the guy that is the recipient of his racial slurs?
No. I'm talking about the guy from the Miami Dolphins.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well,
but the thing that gets me, Rick, is that there are certain terms you don't use.
Well, of course, the N-word was prevalent in his.
Make no mistake about that.
They've proven that?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not arguing.
It was.
I missed that.
Messages
it was.
and voicemails.
But
here's a guy got kicked out of Nebraska, got kicked off the Rams. Do you never learn?
He's had all kind of checkered past. He's had all kind of checkered past.
I don't know.
Pretty harmless looking guy if you look at him.
Younger, Kevin, I'm sure you got a certain amount of grief and hazing in your early year, rookie year.
It's there. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
and I know what you're saying,
I heard all
Scooter.
day from guys you would think pretty macho type guys.
Right.
Yes, there's hazing, but there's a line.
There's a line.
It is, Scooter, and I totally agree.
Belichick, not Belichick.
Brian Billick.
Brian Billick. You know, he said there's 3 things you never want in the locker room.
Yeah.
Gambling, religion,
Definitely.
and politics.
All the way. Keep that out.
And it says
keep it out.
He was the same way. Yeah, they're going to carry bags for the veterans and stuff like that. But
look, and it's a part of it. But like you say, guys, there's a thin line, and you got to know when to draw that line. But to come out publicly like that, I mean, that team is supposed to be your fraternity. That's what I was always told when I played.
Right. Yeah.
What goes on in here stays in here.
You can kind of bust a guy's chops. But look, there's also a report that Incognito and maybe some others try to stick this Jonathan Martin, who's a second-year player, young guy, with like a $20,000 dinner bill.
Yeah.
And Rick, it happens. Look, but Rick, let me say, Rick,
$20,000 dinner bill.
Rick, the rookies. When I was out, it's different now. The rookies, however many there is that comes in, you've got to take the entire secondary, which is an average about 12 to 13 guys.
Right.
They will take you to the most expensive restaurant that exists. Yeah. That's part of it. Every morning you've got to bring donuts to those veteran guys. Every morning. Right. Don't miss.
Well,
so
anyway,
know that getting into it, but Rick, when you're making $2.7 million, are we really complaining about this?
But Martin wasn't
rookies
making
aren't
that.
making 2.7.
Not a lot of them make that, Kevin. This Jonathan Martin.
Maybe not him.
This guy might have got $1 million signing bonus. He's making minimum, basically minimum. That's still a lot of money.
I think it's a little bit more than minimum. I think it's a little bit more than minimum.
These guys that were getting hit with this got a $5,000 signing bonus.
Well,
you're right.
I mean, I can. Yeah,
they're not a lot of money.
Yeah,
they're not all
And they have it, and they're
multi-millionaires.
rookies, so they don't have a lot of those big paychecks.
I'm with
and
you,
you're right,
Bob.
Scooter.
I'm
And
with
you're
you.
right.
I I am
you're
with
right.
you. All right, up against the clock. Stump the Wise Guys.
Already.
The Jack Daniels Beauties are coming up next, and so much more when we come back.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort.
Philip, you guys have been here for 4 years. Why is Tarver Ford doing so well?
Judd, we have a great team with a great passion to win every customer that gives us a chance. Our people are enthusiastic and prepared, our inventory is busted at the seams, and we're discounting prices and giving good money for trades to make deals happen.
Well, it must be working because I see the blue Tarver Ford tags everywhere. But how do you keep customers?
We want customers for life. So at Tarver Ford, every new vehicle includes complimentary lifetime oil changes.
Let us show you how a great team serves its customers a first-class experience.
At Tarver Ford, exit 21 Sulphur.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Brent Casio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Casio is the official sports medicine physician of Soundoff 60.
Wow. What? See what I see?
You know I see it. I seen it before you did it.
You come on, man. You know I saw that before you even said anything.
Say what?
Tell me what you see.
You already know what I'm seeing.
So you see what I'm saying, right?
I saw it. I'm seeing it right now. I'm looking right at it.
Right there.
Yeah.
The new bottle? What's there to say?
The new Miller Lite bottle. Find one at a bar near you.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels. Time to get on the pony and go. It's Stump the Wise Guys. Got the two lovely Haleys here. Before we get started, you got to give us a show. What's going on? Kansas City Chiefs.
Undefeated.
Saints country,
Undefeated.
Girl.
I know,
Okay.
undefeated.
I'm aware.
That's an SEC guy, too. Yes.
Played in Ole Miss.
Yes, he did.
And of course, Haley hails from the Kansas City area. Are you a big Chiefs fan?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Arrowhead, huh?
Arrowhead.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
All the way. Go, go, go.
Okay, who's up first? What do
Here we
got?
go.
Okay, guys, odds and percentages are back for LSU Bama week.
Ah, Bama week, LSU.
10% through 100%. What are the odds of an LSU upset of top-ranked Alabama this Saturday?
There you go, Kevin.
80%.
80% upset.
80% upset.
That has an 80% chance to win.
No, I'm saying how much of a chance you think that they will upset Bama? I'm saying about 80%.
80%.
I
mean, did I read it right?
80% chance that they win.
Oh,
That they
yeah,
win.
yeah.
What do you got?
That they upset Bama.
What do you got? You said close. What do you got?
Come on, Scooter.
I'll
This
say
game is going to be.
25.
No, Scooter. No.
I'm going to go 40. I'm going to go 40.
Look, I know that Nick Saban is going to just terrorize those defensive backs this week, okay? But I have a
So
feeling.
why are you saying 80% chance
But I have a
LSU
feeling.
win?
But I have a feeling LSU's going to play wide open, and when they do that,
they're going to play loose.
they play good, Rick.
Loosey-goosey.
They play good, Rick.
Alabama's got a lot to lose. That's gotta
They
get
do.
sidetracked.
That's my point,
Because
Rick.
Oregon and Florida State.
It's going to be
Thursday night
Oregon. It's going to be
matchup. We
Oregon.
didn't
It's
talk
going to be
about
Oregon.
this. Thursday
Florida
night
State.
matchup. Huge game. Stanford and Oregon on Thursday
Yeah,
night.
but
Also
If
Baylor and
I know.
Oklahoma.
If
I'm
they keep
favoring-
winning, if Alabama loses, they're out.
Yeah, they are.
I agree
But
with you.
They're
but
out.
I think that Bama
Okay,
is just.
can we
All right,
give
here we
a
go.
second?
I'm sorry. Here we go.
Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
we're
We didn't mean to
not
take
questions
that
again
too long.
tonight. We're doing
Odds and
percentages.
percentages.
Yes.
Percentages. Okay, I can go with
What
that.
are the odds of Tigers quarterback Zach Mettenberger throwing for more yards and touchdown passes than Bama quarterback A.J. McCarron?
Won't happen.
Interesting.
I would say 90% on that.
Yeah, I would
Just
say
because
just that.
LSU will
Yeah.
be forced to throw.
Yeah.
They
more
would have
than
to.
Alabama.
They would have to.
You say 90?
I'm not saying he'll be more effective.
Watch
than
it.
McCarron,
Well,
just
come
that he
on,
will
quit
throw.
being a-
The question was who will throw
I know
for more
yards.
yards.
And we know that. Yeah.
You
but
said 90?
LSU will probably have to throw more, probably because if they're behind,
I say
or they're
50.
trying to just
I'm
get
not going
scored.
That high. I'm going 50. Kevin, what do you got?
I'll go 75. Yeah.
75. No.
It doesn't mean they're going to win.
That's
Scooter.
McCarron, best quarterback in the league.
Boy,
Back
if
to
Bama,
Haley.
Yeah, right.
if Bama
What
slips this one up, boy.
percentage of chance do you give for LSU coach Les Miles to have a time management malfunction against the Crimson Tide?
It will happen. It will happen. I'm gonna say that's about 100%. Oh, that's 100.
It won't be any worse than
It's 100.
what
I'm going
Sean
100.
Payton had yesterday,
Yeah.
but I'll go 50-50 on that.
50-50. I'll go 100.
You got to
it will happen.
You got to define time management.
Well, you said it was going to be a close game.
Well,
so
yeah.
time, I don't know. I say 10%. I don't think it'd happen in this game.
You don't think it'll happen? Okay.
I'm
All
a big
right,
Les
then.
Miles guy.
I love Les too.
He can
Make
have
no
a
mistake
brain
about
fart,
it.
but it can't happen in
But-
Tuscaloosa. Back to the last
Okay.
one. Hey,
All right, last question. What are the odds that CBS will catch AJ McCarron's camera-friendly girlfriend in the
Oh
stands
my
more
God.
than 3
Zero.
times during the game?
Zero. I read this.
Zero.
I read
That you are so right
that's
about
not
that.
his girlfriend anymore.
Really?
They broke up.
Are you
they broke
serious?
up.
Are you, I don't
You
keep
don't
up.
watch
generous,
ET?
man.
There's
I don't
a
keep up with
twist.
that kind of stuff. But
Yes, you do.
no, I don't. But she.
Of course, with it being on prime time, you know, she might make up this week just so she can sit in the
Oh,
studio.
stop it,
Really?
Scooter.
What's her name
Stop
again?
it, man.
Forgot her
Beautiful
name.
woman.
Stop it.
Catherine
Yeah,
something, I believe.
she's
Catherine
gorgeous.
something.
She is gorgeous. There's no
Anyway,
doubt
all
about
right.
that.
Haley and Haley. we
Great
appreciate
job.
it. Great
Thank
job.
you.
Great job.
Kansas City
Great job.
Chiefs.
Kansas City 9-0.
Speaking of
I guess
Kansas
I
City,
showed
still
my
9-0.
age, but I was more impressed with McCarron's mother than his girlfriend.
Wow.
Are you
I'm not
serious,
touching that
Scooter?
one, man. I am
Are
not
you
touching
serious?
that one. Okay. Some
Unbelievable.
interesting matchups in high school football. You know about Barb at Sam Houston. We talked
Yeah.
about it. But LaGrange and Washington Marion.
That's gonna be a good
They
one.
kind of
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
their seasons around
They have,
a little
they
bit.
have.
That's coming up this
Both coaches.
weekend. All right.
Both coaches. We have
Kevin's
to say
saying
that.
80% LSU upsetting Alabama.
You know I'm going that way. I'm
I know
not changing
you are.
it.
I know you are.
I'm
Big
not
game
changing
in
it.
Nacogdoches. The Cowboys must win.
Go Tigers.
Got to beat the Lumberjacks, okay? Got to beat Stephen F. We'll see you again next time, everybody.
Always,
Have a great
guys.
Sports Week.
Soundoff 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort. Soundoff 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 60 Monday through Sunday nights, 9 p.m. and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Soundoff 60 also airs throughout the week on Communicom Cable Channel 6 at 9 p.m. across Southwest Louisiana. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the boys and access our website links at soundoff60.com.